Mindfulness is the way to the deathless, and mindfulness the way to death. Those who are mindful do not die, and those who are not are as if already dead. Today's story is about the mindfulness from the Mahabharata, edited by Gambhiro Bhikkhu. Queen Samauri and her ladies in waiting all wanted to go and pay homage to the Buddha, but feared that the king would not approve. So they made holes in the walls of their living quarters, from which they could see the Buddha as he passed by the palace, and bound their hands in reverence to him. Another council in the king's harem, however, was of a different mind. She despised the Buddha. She has never forgotten how her father had once offered her hand in marriage to him and how he had flatly refused. She had felt so humiliated that she vowed to make him pay dearly for his one deed. Her chance had finally come. She thought upon discovering what the queen and her maids would have to. She went lying to the king, saying that the Buddha was secretly seeing Queen Samauri behind his back. She then took the king to see the holes in the walls for himself. But when the king asked his queen to account for them, he remained satisfied with her reply and let the matter drop. The council then decided that if she would not be able to take out her revenge on the Buddha himself, she would take it out on his admirers. This she did by trying to make the king believe that Queen Samauri and her maids were plotting to kill him. She first wanted the king to beware of the lady's treachery, and then went and hid the snake in his lute. When the king picked it to play, the snake came out hissing at him, ready to strike. It took little else to convince the king that his counsel was indeed telling him the truth. He went to Queen Samauri's chamber and commanded her and her maids to stand up all in a row. He then shot poisoned arrows at them. No matter how hard he tried, however, he missed them all, for the arrows seemed to veer away from their intended target all by themselves. This proved to the kings that the ladies were all pure and innocent, and to show remorse for his mistake, he allowed the ladies to invite the Buddha and his imams to the palace for a meal. The wicked council in the meantime was beside herself with frustration and rage, but she was not about ready to give back. Next, she devised what she considered to be a foolproof plan. She asked an anchor to set fire to Samauri's quarters while the women were all inside. As the building went in flames, however, the queen and her attendant did not flinch. They continued to mindfully meditate and succeeded in reaching the higher level of spiritual attainment before they finally died. The king at once suspected that the council was the one behind the disaster and wanted to prove it. He said in a voice loud enough for everyone to hear, "Whoever had done this is my silver and should be richly rewarded. Up to now, I had lived in the fear of being murdered by all my wife, but now I am free and I can sleep in peace." The fully council immediately revealed her and her uncle's spot in the horrendous cry, anxious for the king's favor. The king feigned to lie at her confession and asked her to invite her entire family to the palace, where they would be honored. When assembled, however, they were all put to death. When it was reported to the Buddha how the queen and her attendant had died, he told them that those who were mindful did not die. It was those not mindful who, even though stayed alive, were as good as dead. Mindfulness is the way to the deathless Nibbana, and mindfulness the way to death. Those who are mindful do not die, and those who are not are as if already dead.